I'm muted. I didn't even realise. Oh my god. Right, okay. Well, I guess to be fair, that means I have to actually, like, explain it during the game, which would have made more sense for me to do anyway. So let me just do that now. Thank you, Mizu. You've had a laugh at my expense. Thought the mute was intentional. No, it wasn't. I've been talking to the camera the whole time. I haven't streamed in 4 days, to be fair. I mute during the starting screen. That's the issue. And I just forget, even though it's literally there on my stream deck. Thank you for the good luck, B7, though. Appreciate that. So, let me start explaining stuff again. So, basically, okay, this is not the time, actually. Never mind. We will no longer be explaining stuff. That is terrible, actually. That is very bad. Okay, no, that's good, actually. Oh, come on. Get the ball. Oh, that's unfortunate. I thought that would work. That was a 3. Wasn't it? I think that was a 3. Yeah, that's a shame. That's another 3. Okay, so basically I was explaining how I've got the 58XX comparison, right? So the 58XX comparison, this is not great, so I'm just going to do this and see what happens. Nothing. Okay. So the 58XX, basically, it takes time saved from 2 parts. Tanks, or I guess tanks 1 and tanks 2, and shooting range. That's it. That's a minute. Okay. And although there is more time to save in, say, you know, find me, stuff like that, but I'm not doing that because I'm not saving the time there. So I've decided to just take time off tanks because I'm getting better at tanks, and find me is just kind of a bit throttled by me being, you know, capped at a certain point. You know, I'm not gonna have a better find me than I've already got in my current PB. So basically what we've got is 1 second taken off of every tank split. That's 50 seconds. We then have an extra 4 seconds taken off of the last tank's platinum split, because that is where we would get about 8 or 9 seconds of time save if I hit tank's frame perfect death. I don't think that will happen, but obviously if it does happen, we will be ahead of that. And then, but the good thing is if I don't hit it, then I'm only sort of 4 seconds behind where I would have been. That's annoying. 6 was in the way there for me to have a shot at that, otherwise I would have. And the last one is 4 seconds in shooting range, because I have this. And that's when I lifted up the Wii Remote. And you said, nice Wii Remote, Mizu. I said, thank you, I got it when I was grinding Wii Play Motion Tita targets. And this Wii Remote was being unresponsive. And that's basically it. That's basically all I said. The rest I was just waffling. So, didn't really miss much. Well, that's a bit annoying. Okay. Do we just try this? Well, I tried it. Because the thing is, with the weird spin there, if the cue ball went on a weird path rather than the 2 ball there, then the cue ball wouldn't have gone in. Nice, another 3. Think you missed all the motion streams? I only did a couple, to be fair, but I am not done yet. I got a gold medal. Oh, nice. Very good. I got a gold medal world record by 2 minutes. Damn it, damn it, damn it. No. Okay, that'll do. That's very lucky. This is not going to be very good, though. This is going to be very bad. And this is also not going to be a very fast split, either. Unless I get lucky on one of these. Yeah. Don't particularly like this. We're going to be really behind. Tell you what, we'll hit that. If they both go in, we'll do it. Never mind. Didn't happen. Yeah, all the shots were really slow there. So, I am going to go for all the motion world records, I think. I don't want to commit myself to that for one reason, and that's Mura, again. I know I said that about this game, but I'm better at this game than I am at motion. Like, Mura has such a good world record that he gets a teeth targets that's only sort of 1 or 2 minutes behind me, which sounds like a lot. It is a lot, but that's considering how much time I put into teeth targets. And that's also considering that I'm going based off my, you know, teeth targets PB rather than one that I've got in a full game run. Secondly, he's, what is it? Star Shuttle is a joke. It's like multiple minutes better than the actual Star Shuttle world record. So yeah, it's very good. I will struggle a lot to beat that. So I'm not going to try. Or I'm not going to commit myself to trying, I should say. This is really annoying. We've had so many 3 breaks and we're just not getting anything fast. Whatever. We've had like 4 3 breaks. But I am going to go for bronze and silver. Bronze and silver are fine to go for. It's just that I was going to do plats tomorrow. But because I'm now doing a hosting shift for the a Simpsons hit and run marathon, where they play anything that isn't the Simpsons hit and run, which is a marathon idea that's been used in multiple places, but it is a good marathon idea, so it is pretty cool. Nice to get a community together and see games that aren't that main game. So I'm on there, and actually the first game is Mario Kart DS, which is quite funny, because that's been like my main marathon submission for months now. Unfortunately, it's 32 tracks, but it's still Mario Kart DS, so it counts. Oh, nice. Okay. We're still 1 behind here, by the way. This is still not even good. Okay, that was terrible. But yeah, after that, I was basically I was gonna do a We Play Motion Plats run. If I got a really good run, I might have considered turning it into a We Play series run. But the issue with that is I'd then have to do billiards an hour into a speed run, which is obviously not going to go well. So it was probably best that I didn't. I didn't even go in. So yeah. Instead, because I'm going to be doing that hosting shift for about 3 hours, give or take, we're actually just going to start stream a little bit late, and then I'm only going to do like 2 or 3 hours. Because I also need to do a tech check for another marathon. No, I keep doing fast shots, man. Okay, right, hold on. That could go in, and I can knock it into the 8. This is my issue now. I'm trying to do both. Ah, come on, get there, get there. No. I don't know how the 2 didn't go in, though. That's another 3 break I've squandered. But yeah, I feel comfortable going for bronze or silver world record, because I got a decent bronze run just doing a single run offline. I was going to do a bronze run and a silver run, but I didn't have time in the end. Okay, we're just going to go for the old faithful, hit them all, and see what happens. There's 1. That's it. But it's still 1. But we're behind, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, if that was in a better placement, then we could actually have gone for a backspin and get the 9 ball in. That's unfortunate. Oh, the 6 ball didn't even go in. No, the 4 ball didn't either. Didn't matter then. Okay. That was a 2, I think. Because I didn't miss any shots there. But we were still behind. That's a 3. And the cue ball's going in, so... we count that as a 3. But, to be honest, it is pretty much... Oh! Oh, no! That would have been so sick. That actually would have gone in. Except that Deal or No Deal was on at 4 and it's currently 7. Yeah, I know, because I have a job. I can't watch it. I can't watch it live. Anyway, hey Seb, how's it going? I watched all the others, but I thought, no, you know what? I've got errands to do before the stream anyway. I can't now watch Deal or No Deal as well. I actually just won't end up streaming. How's it going though, Seb? And Yo Kane, how's it going? Thank you for the good luck. I'm not necessarily having fun, per se, but thank you for the luck anyway. Come on! Oh my god, that's another 3 break. It's 2:31. We've had like 7 this stream. I've only actually played the game like 10 minutes. This has been dreadful. I got a marathon run of this in a week. Must imagine Sisyphus happy. Yeah, that's pretty much me doing this. Yeah, employment is a bit of an L, to be honest. Oh, by the way, talking of marathon, Kane California is the person who invited me to do hosting for Speed Simpsons. I've never played a Simpsons game in my entire life. So it's a good thing there are no Simpsons games, because I won't have a clue. But, yeah. Maybe I should correct that one day. Anyone here played a Simpsons game? There's gotta be. Gotta be some other people here other than Kane that have played Simpsons games, right? Hit and run, yeah, exactly. It's literally you can't submit Simpsons hit and run. It's Shah. It's like Shah band kind of marathon. Hit and run, yeah. Kind of expected that. And yo, thank you for the lurk and the good luck. Appreciate that. Yo, by the way, before stream, Shah is amazing. Yeah. Shah combat no since the hit and run. Yeah. No, but to be fair, I mean, I was literally just talking about that. And that is kind of a theme for other marathons that I've seen before. And it is a good theme. You know, it gets people involved to see other games that aren't Simpsons hit and run. Because, like, you want to do a speedrun marathon in a community, right? But do we really have to play this one out to see what this would have got? Okay, it was terrible. You want to do a speedrun marathon in a community, right? But if it's mainly based on one game, it's quite hard to do a speedrun marathon, because how do you make one game interesting for a whole marathon, right? So you do it so you just submit other games, but it's everyone in the community. It's a good idea. It's a very good idea. Seven ball, nice. Oh, cue ball. Okay, no, we're fine. How did Beat the Record take off then? Yeah, true. Beat the Record's different though, because that's top level gameplay. Nice! That was very good. That was very good. Okay, well that wasn't, but whatever. Yo, Crazy Tone Dog. Yo, Tone Dog, I think I've seen your name as part of the marathon as well. Okay, this isn't a bad billiards. If I did get that shot, this would only have been like a high 10x. This is not good. I really do not want to continue this. But we're going to do it anyway, because I want to get out of billiards and play something else. And I'm sure you want me to as well. You are involved in the marathon. Awesome. Well, I'm really glad to have been invited, especially because, you know, as I was just saying, I've never played a Simpsons game. So, yeah, was a bit surprised to have been... Because I got the message literally as I woke up this morning, and it's like... I didn't know what marathon it was, because I kind of... No. Go away! Oh my god, Small Fry. Okay, whatever. Okay, we are getting lucky here, though. Despite me being stupid. Well, motion controls mainly, but... Yeah, I got the message and I thought... I mean, I'm happy to, but I'm just surprised I got messaged for that. Yo, by the way, me keeping that Small Fry in play was important. Because now, we got guaranteed Touchy Fish bonus. Again. Damn it! Okay, well, we're only going to get one of them. But, it's fine. The motion controls are being so weird right now. Oh my god! My marathon submission top level. Mario Marathon Run doesn't have 64. Never even finished 64. You'd be most interested in watching the Mario Kart run? Yeah, I was talking about that earlier. I'm absolutely interested. If you've seen my marathon submissions for the past, like, 4 months, it's basically all been Mario Kart. They've all accepted Mario Kart. I think there's been one marathon that I submitted Mario Kart to that it didn't get in, something else got in. I think that's it, like 1 or 2. All the rest have been like, yeah, Mario Kart, that's what we want. It's like, okay, I didn't really expect this to become my main submission, but here we are. Okay, I'm not getting that. That's a shame. Yeah, we can't get that. Well, to be honest, I'm glad I actually tried, but we were 21 behind PB, so whatever. Hope the GMT conversions aren't too bad for you. Yeah, so I did check. I was 100%, and I always will with this. I will always stick to my availability. If people want me for marathons or hosting or anything, my availability is 12 till 9, or, well, really 12 till 8. For marathons, anyway. Saturday, so 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, I like to do stuff outside of, you know, streaming and being online and stuff. Sometimes go to the cinema. I'm probably going on Sunday this week as well. So I only do, like, 12 till 4. Sometimes 12 till 5 for, 12 p.m. till 5 p.m. for, marathon submissions. That's always my availability. So I saw that and I thought, yeah, actually this does work. Because I thought when you messaged me, I thought I'm probably not going to be able to do it. But it turns out I am able to. I guess that kind of helps that I'm on the EU time zone. You know, I'm on GMT. So the early part of my availability is kind of really bad if you're in, like, North America, especially for you. Because that's, like, really early morning for you. Some of those early runs. But for me, it works. And Yo Quing, how's it going? I do play. I do indeed. When I'm not watching Deal or No Deal. Yo, I was gonna say, by the way, before stream, I go on the We Play Discord, right? 23 laser hockey. 23. What happened to 22? What happened? There's now a 23 laser hockey. Ursi joined. And by the way, if you don't know Ursi, right? Ursi, yes, 23. My PB is 17. I am the Platinum Medals World Record holder. My PB is 17. 23. It's seriously good. I'll put it into context for how good it is in a minute for people that don't know. But basically, Ursi, I am only in 2 Discord servers with Ursi. One of them's Clubhouse, where Ursi managed to get a sub 3 hour stamp mode, which is a joke. Like, I took 3 runs to get sub 4, or 2 or 3 runs to get sub 4, and then there's Ursi getting sub 3. Yes, so that is the context I'm about to say. So on Cyberscore, basically it gives you a medal if you get a really good score. Bowling DS goes crazy. Bowling DS is so cursed. It's so funny. So yeah, basically, for anyone that knows this game, right, you'll know about how rare... Okay, that was lucky, and it still didn't work. Okay, the one ball did, though. So, you'll know about billiards, right? Hear me out. This is going to work. Ah, so close. Okay, it will do it. No! Don't do that. There you go. The most stupid strategy. But that's the sort of strategy I'm going to be using when I do the We Play speedrun on the marathon. I've been learning stupid consistency strats. Okay, well, this is way too slow, so I'm going to reset. And that was not looking good. But yeah, basically, that was a 3 as well. I'm going to catch up with chat in a second as well. But yeah. That's another 3. What is going on today? This is the best RNG I've had in a little while. Oh, that's a bad placement. That's a shame. That's a real shame. So, yeah, this is the thing, right? I play billiards in a really stupid way, but the thing is, it works sometimes because the physics in this game are awful. Like, I use the stupid physics in this game to my advantage. Like, I'm kind of just chatting at the moment, so I don't really care that nothing's working. You know, when I'm at a point where I know we're not going to get out of billiards on that attempt, I just do something weird, and if it works, then I just go with it. Like, this is basically guaranteed to work. I need to start doing that more. Because although that takes a while to do that shot, that guarantees that ball goes in. And like this one as well, if I do topspin... Okay, we got one of them. We didn't get two, unfortunately, because my aim was terrible. But you can get both. I've been doing save-stated billiards to test this stuff. And it does work. It does genuinely work. Okay, so billiards... The world record in billiards is 72. Right, I have the world record in billiards. I don't deserve it because I'm bad at billiards. Right, I'm sitting here, I'm doing trick shots that don't work. Right, because I'm trying to speedrun. But, I mean, mainly also because we need to get this within 7 combined shots and fouls. So, anyway, we got a 7 break one day. That's why I've got 7 balls on here. 7 balls in all caps because that was a bit of a meme in the community. 7 balls it was a meme because only one person had ever got it, and that was Nightcrow for the longest time. I then got it in like June or July this year, and then like 1 or 2 months later, Mura got one, who is the other top runner of We Play Plats. So we've had 3. In human history, there have only been 3 recorded 7 breaks. Right? Now, those other 2, that's incredibly lucky. Those other 2 had terrible placements. They had really bad placements, so they were never really gonna get a 72. Right? Unless they took their time with their shots and, you know, it's a speedrun. You're not gonna do that. I got them basically over the pocket. So I got quite lucky. So not only did I carry on a bronze medal speedrun, get a solid world record, I also managed to get... I need this to go in, otherwise that's not carrying on yet. That's another one, I think. Yeah, basically, I managed to carry on the run, get a really good run there, and of course, because I didn't get any fouls, we got it within 3 shots, so that's 72 points. That will probably stand until there are consistent billiard strats for years. Unless more people start running the game. So, that gets platinum on Cyberscore, right? And then the huge amount of people that tied for 69 points. There is an 11-way tie on Cyberscore for 69 points, which I find funny. Because of course I do. 11 people. Right, and there are definitely people that don't know about Cyberscore that have had 69 points before. They get silver, right? So it completely skips gold medal, right? So the 72 gets plat, and then you skip gold and you get silver for tying on 69. Laser hockey does the same thing. That's how optimized 23 is. That's how good it is. I cannot stress how optimized 23 is. Like, if there were more people that submitted, maybe 21, 22, you know, that would get gold, right? But it's still the fact that at the moment, that is how it is on the leaderboard. 23 is very good. And the thing with 23, it's fully skill. It's completely skill. There's no luck. There's no luck element. You just have to play the game and do well. It's genuinely really good. Genuinely. Also, that was very lucky. Nice. Glad to see I didn't squander that. That's slightly better than earlier. Did I do... oh, yeah, I did reset my save file. Good. Okay. This is really not much better than earlier. Yeah, honestly, 23 is better than 7 balls because you don't have to get lucky. Oh, for goodness sake. Well, now we're 21 behind. When did Twitch add a captions feature? I just found it one day and I turned it on. Oh my god, what am I doing? I'm like 22 behind now. Touchy bonus. If I can't get a run going, by the way, I'm going to do... I'm going to do a... Go away! Oh my god, no. This is dreadful. I'm going to do a no reset. Which sounds silly, but I need to do one where I force myself to do a no reset by playing the games in order. Because I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to change up my marathon strategy. Because to be perfectly honest, I really think it's basically impossible for me to PB on a marathon now. I think that's a fair comment. You know, I've got 2,222 attempts in this. Most of them don't get out of billiards. I think it's basically impossible for me to PB this. But here's the thing with that. Like, in a marathon, if I start with billiards and I take 10 minutes to get out of billiards, technically, it's all those resets keep resetting the run. You know? So technically they don't count towards my final time. So if I took 10 minutes in billiards and then I got a 110, that's like, yeah, I got a sub-hour, technically. But it's probably still unlikely. You know? So what I'm thinking is I just play the games in order. So shooting range pose me, find me, table tennis pose me, you know? That way we don't have to have our introduction as, oh yeah, here's our 10-minute billiards. You know, that's not very appealing. It does mean we end on tanks. But to be fair, that's probably good. Because tanks is quite long anyway. Although everyone loves tanks, so I don't know. Sounded like Waluigi. Jank physics in a speedrun, the Ninja 4 hacked. Yeah, so I've had captions on for at least a year now, maybe even 2. Yeah, I don't know if it's completely, like, really well known. I mean, they're pretty hit and miss, but it's nice to have, right? It's nice to have the option. Options are cool. Oh, hello. Apparently that didn't go in the pocket. Okay, well, it was a dreadful shot. So, whatever. Nice. I'm surprised that worked. And that's a 4 break. Wow. Ninja 4 hacked world record by 4 seconds. Incredible. Huge moment for the Ninja 4 hacked speedrunning community. Okay. No, that's bad. That's really bad. We're 1 behind now. Okay. I have to try something weird. Yeah. So, I just ended up putting myself behind because I couldn't reach the other ball. And then I also messed up the shot myself, so it was partly my fault. You must be a king of the pots. Damn it, Sane. Welcome then, though. Hope you're doing well. I am the GOAT. Let's go. 158 was stuck at for a while. See, that's always really interesting when like something like that's such a short speed run gets like locked at something for so long. The ball has the Mii's face on it, yeah. It's me. I've hit my head 2,000 times. This is what billiards makes you want to do. Just keep hitting your head with a stick. SM mid Ds. Genuinely a fun speedrun. Yeah, I don't do that many short speedruns. Like, I do medium speedruns a lot. Because they just fit into my kind of streaming schedule. But, yeah. I mean, some of the most fun runs I've ever played are the long ones. Like, I will always maintain... Oh, by the way, thanks for the follows as well. I did not notice that. I do have the follow alerts. I've still forgotten to fix them. It's supposed to play the one of the sounds from tanks. Okay, this could be interesting. I had to have a go at that. All 6 balls were in the same place. 7 even. Yeah, do appreciate the follows. Very much. Thank you for that. Apologies I didn't notice that earlier. What was I going to say? I don't remember. Wasn't important. Andrew SM Midas if he was based. Tons of runs to do there. Yeah, so one of my favorite runs that has sparked my memory. 3D World 380 stars. One of my favorite runs of all time, if not my favorite. It is honestly really good. That was another 3 break. This is a joke. I've had like 10 to 15 so far today. Okay, that is terrible. But we're going to try because I'm stupid and I'm stubborn. That's right. We're just going to do it anyway. Yeah, we got nothing. Okay. I deleted the... Okay, no. It's back. Yeah, so 3D World 380 stars is one of the most fun runs I've ever done. It literally is a full stream for me. I find it difficult now because I'm at the point where I actually need to sort of practice to get... Whoops. I need to practice to get any sort of decent time. But I think I could, if I really wanted to, go for top 10. There was a point where I wanted to get top 10. I don't really have the motivation now, to be honest. But I do still find it really fun. SMOs being learned. Okay, the issue with these shots is that these are taking really long. Getting top 10 in 380, yeah. It is still one of the goals that is in my head. But I don't know. I have a lot... The thing is with my motivation, like I've burnt myself out of speedrunning before for a long time. And my issue now is that I only do speedruns on stream, really. So I'm very conscious of if I burn myself out, what am I going to stream? You know, because I still want to stream. But I don't particularly like doing playthroughs all the time. I know we're doing one tomorrow. 4 billion break. So true. Yeah. So I am conscious of that. Like I need to keep the motivation going. I need to ride the wave whenever it's there. Currently the wave is on getting We Play Motion medal world record sweep. And in that game, really, I don't have an excuse to not do all games. As much as I don't particularly like all games there either, because there is a little bit of RNG with Spooky Search and stuff. It's not billiards. There's no billiards in that game, so really, I don't have an excuse to kind of omit that from the sweep. September %. I'm not doing September %. Look, I like September, but I'm not wasting an hour doing that. SMO's being learned. 3DW for sub 150. Come on, hit the ball. Okay. So true. Ninjoids to do any %. SMG blind any %. Because of the follower goal. Oh, yeah, I forgot you said you was going to do that. Yeah, that's a long run to learn, though. That's a long run. The cue ball flipped off the target ball. So true. Yo, CC with Touchy Fish. How's it going? Good to have you with us. Who up touching their fish right now? Oh, 7 ball's going in. Doesn't matter though, because... Oh, I can hit it. Cool. This is really slow. Yeah, Wonder as well. I'm in a weird place with Wonder. I want to finish the Wonder playthrough. And I want to learn the Wonder speedrun. But as I say, I need to ride the wave of my motivation as and when that happens. And right now, I have motivation for the Wii series a lot more. Especially since getting server mod, I think that's kind of put my brain's focus a lot more on the Wii series. The one ball literally bounced out. Yeah, I kind of do want to learn more Wii series stuff. That's why I want to do playthroughs as well. I want to do a Wii Sports Resort playthrough. of all stamps. So that should be quite fun. I obviously do some speedruns of games like that. I mean, I'm not gonna do anything like I've done in Wii Play, I don't think, because there's no game other than like this Wii Music and Wii Chess that primarily use the pointer, and I'm bad at those games. Please kill SMD's motivation to grind to suffer in brilliance. I care for this man's mental. I appreciate the lookout, but I'm fine. I wouldn't do this if I was playing on my own. Yeah, by the way, if people don't know, Wii Chess is a real speedrun that you can run. Dolphin is allowed as well, by the way. You can play on EMU, it's allowed. Or at least for Wii Series Marathon. I'm not sure about the actual leaderboard. I might be wrong there. I haven't looked at the Wii Chess leaderboard in a while. It's like 10 seconds. You can literally do Falls Mate. So basically, there's a run in the Wii Series called the Wii Series Marathon, okay? It's a 13-game, back-to-back-to-back marathon run, right? Actually, yeah, it doesn't even use the pointer. I forgot about that. It doesn't even use it. It literally is just... Yeah, just... Doesn't even use it. In World 5 technically now, but going for everything, first time in my gaming history. Wii Music peak. Yeah, I like Wii Music. It's just that, yeah, I don't run it outside of Wii Series Marathon. But yeah, Wii Series Marathon. Basically, it is a multi-game run of all of the main categories in the Wii Series. Most of them are stupid, right? Basically, the thing with the Wii Series is that there's always one run that's dreadful, and that's the flagship one. But there's always the hidden gem. And this is the hidden gem of Wii Play, the medal runs. But in Wii Series Marathon, you have to play all games, which is basically just Billiard Simulator. I mean, this is as well, you know, but yeah. So you've got all the Wii Sports games, you do all sports. Wii Music, you play Pitch Perfect, you know. You then have Wii Chess, right? Wii Chess is defeat. So you can either use white pieces or black pieces. I think it's black pieces we use for the specific turn order. I can't remember off the top of my head, though. And you literally just set the CPU to level 6, right? And you get Falls Mate, and that's it. And that's the whole run. You're done. 10-second speed run. But it's in there because it's technically a Wii Series game. So it's in there. Yeah, it's literally just chess. Pretty much. A Wii AI chess bot can beat me. Oh, there's 10 levels in Wii Chess. I don't know, man. Close to IM. It's going indeed. Well, I'm glad to hear it's going. We'll start running Wii Music just to spite you. No, I'd love to see more Wii Music activity. I was like bottom of the leaderboard at one point, and now I've got like 5 places up or something. I'm not very good. But it's just kind of for me to be able to do a run for Wii Series Marathon. Also, by the way, Wii Series Marathon. If you have a Wii, then technically you can play in that. We are going to be doing a community relay in March next year. Now, I am gonna I might as well sort of put the idea out there because it's technically already public in the Wii Series Discord. We are gonna do another speedrun marathon next year. Yes, I've still not sorted out all the Go Fish VODs. I'm sorry, okay? There's 2 where it was all dreadful. All the layout and stuff was dreadful, and I will not feel comfortable without fixing it. Okay, but we're going to do a marathon in March next year, right? It's going to be 2 days, okay? Day 1 is the Wii Series Marathon. We're going to be doing a relay between, I don't know, about 10 people or so. Yeah, basically, we didn't do an announcement for this, but we've asked in general. Yeah, so we've asked in general, just on a whim, just to ask people if they prefer Saturday or Sunday. basically everyone so far has said Saturday. I haven't seen a single person say Sunday, so it's going to be Saturday. Sometime in March, okay? Also, yeah, I need to stop playing billiards to actually talk about this. But basically, that's when it's going to happen. I need to get the actual date. Actually, no, there's no confirmed date, so I'm not going to give you a date. It's like mid-March. Mid-March next year, we're going to do a speedrun marathon. Saturday is going to be Wii Series Marathon, okay? I haven't decided the exact time yet, but it will need to be within my availability so I can host it, because I'll probably be solo hosting again. Now, that will be day 1. Day 2 will be a regular speedrun marathon. So, basically, anything is allowed, except the main, like, the 13 categories in Wii Series Marathon. If you wanted to, say, submit We Play, you know, Tanks 100, you could do that. You just can't submit all games. You could submit, you know, Wii Sports Beat the Champion Tennis, but you can't submit all sports. That's basically it. But yeah, stay tuned for an announcement, because we're not going to actually organise the relay until right up close to the day, because obviously, you know, a relay between a lot of people, we need to have quite sensitive, you know, scheduling there. It needs to be very close to when it's actually happening. So chances are we're going to be doing it. So submissions open for the marathon. When submissions close for that, that's probably going to be around the sort of time we're going to sort out the actual relay, who's involved and stuff. If we get a load of involvement of people that want to play, we might have it as a race. But that would involve 2 teams being able to play. That's going to be quite a lot of coordination. So that's probably not going to happen unless there's a lot of people that want to get involved. It's mainly obviously a Wii Series thing, but obviously anyone is going to be able to technically submit to that if you're in Wii Series. But it will still be quite a fun event. Obviously, it's going to be the first relay of the 13-game Wii Series Marathon since the Nintendo Switch Sports DLC came out as well. So, yeah, it should be quite interesting. That was a sick shot. I am not even kidding. That was sick. Doesn't even matter because the 5's in a terrible place. Okay, I'm just the god. That 5's going in. Oh, it missed. Okay, that's a terrible spot now. Oh, that's a shame. Oh. Stop. Damn it. That's going in. Ah, that's a shame. Okay, I need to get both of these in on this shot now. Oh, come on, man. That was so sick. What the hell? Okay, whatever. Hey, Brass, how's it going? Anyone done a speedrun of all levels of the Wii chess spot? I don't think so. There's all categories on there. So you do all win black pieces, win white pieces, lose white, lose black, and then I think draw is on there as well. Need to learn Clubhouse as well. Yeah, Clubhouse is a nice little speedrun for some of it. Or just beat block Skyway. Mid-March next year, I'm in Iceland on a school trip. Awesome. Hope you enjoyed that. That should be pretty interesting. I think I'm caught up on chat. If I'm not, then let me know. Because, yeah. Oh, I have seen someone who has gone live who we can raid. We are not going to be raiding yet, though, because we are gaming. But I would really like to get a run going so I can actually, you know, finish it. We haven't got out fishing yet. Alright. Hear me out. How long should I leave it before we just do a no reset? Because next Saturday, we're doing a marathon run of this. And also we're going to be doing another, like, I think next Friday I'm actually going to be doing a long stream. I have a day off next Friday. We're going to be doing a long stream of We Play Plats. So it doesn't really matter too much if I can't get a run going now. I think in 5 minutes, if we hit 7:35 and I haven't got a run going, then I am going to lose it. But also we're going to do a no reset. But what we're going to do is we're going to play the games in order. And we're going to use different splits for it and everything. Gotta go, have fun, guys. No worries, Seb. Thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate it. Yo, people that are just turning up, by the way, we are going to be doing a hosting shift. That's a 3 break. Epic. We're going to be doing a hosting shift on Speed Simpsons tomorrow. I've never played a Simpsons game in my life, but I have been invited to do hosting there. Okay, I don't particularly like this, so I'm just going to do this. Okay, that's not any better. I can't hit the 6, really. Yeah, that's too slow. Yeah, we're going to be doing a hosting shift on twitch.tv/SpeedSimpsons. We'll do another shout out, because I think it's been long enough. It doesn't actually let you do a shout out. Oh, I have to wait another 8 minutes. That's a shame. Anyway, yeah, go follow twitch.tv/SpeedSimpsons, because we're going to be there tomorrow. First run that I'm hosting is Mario Kart DS. And that's going to be at 1 PM GMT. And I'm going to be on for about 2 or 3 hours doing hosting. So yeah, check that out. And that's about it. Oh, I'm on 570. 4 breaks, apparently. That's wrong. Oh, hello. We are still going to be streaming tomorrow, by the way. We're going to do a Wii Sports Resort All Stamps playthrough. Yeah, a lot of people didn't seem to not have known about the Wii Series Marathon Relay. If you are interested, then please do let me know. Because... or especially people that are in the Wii Series community. Because we... I mean, it would be amazing if we could make it a relay. You know, that would be fantastic to host. I do know for a fact that in the Wii Series Marathon, Dolphin is allowed for Wii Chess. I know that for a fact. And the reasoning for that is that people in North America just straight up wouldn't be able to play the game on a regular console because it's not an NTSC game. It never released in NTSC, North America. It's just Japan and EU. So that makes sense. Now, the good thing with only having one team is that technically I can step in as a backup runner for every game because I now own all the Wii Series games since trying to do a run of it on my own. Which I do want to do again, by the way. I want to do another solo Wii Series Marathon for whatever reason. But yeah, doing it as a relay is much more engaging. That is a 3. Let's do that. That was not beneficial. I'm just, like, not playing billiards today. I've decided to not play billiards. And to be honest, I'm fine with that. I'm actually okay with that. I've just decided to not. I've decided to just joke around. And it's working, sometimes. That is going in the pocket. And this is why I'm trying to mess around. Oh, for goodness sake. Because when I take it seriously, that happens. Okay, we are fast approaching 7:35. If we hit 7:35, we are definitely doing a no reset. So, by the way, people that are not aware as well, so exclamation mark marathons, we have a list of the marathons I'm going to be on. Technically, it doesn't include the hosting shift tomorrow. But I'm going to be on Runs to the Rescue next Saturday. Now, next Saturday is very significant. You might not know, but on the 2nd of December, We Play turns 17 years old. This game is 17 years old next Saturday. So we are going to be on a marathon on the 17th anniversary of We Play existing. Runs to the Rescue. We are going to be on doing We Play. Also, we're going to have commentary. Cindy's going to be commentating. Really, 4-ball? Come on. Cindy's going to be commentating the Runs to the Rescue run. And, okay, we're one behind. And Cindy and Theon are going to both be commentating the Power Up with Pride run, which is also We Play Plats. So that's pretty cool. And we also do have Mario Kart DS in the middle there, in a little We Play sandwich, on No Glitches Allowed, which I really do need to schedule my tech check for. And so I should really head off earlier today and do that. No, to be fair, I need to get the tech set up before I can schedule the tech check anyway, so that won't make a difference. We're on 243 breaks now as well. Like, this is pretty unreal. The way I'm playing is probably better for a marathon, because we are actually getting some decent slow trick shots to get out of billiards, but it's not anything that I should really be doing for a marathon run, for a PB attempt run, sorry. We're at 35, by the way, so yeah, that's it. That is all. We are going to change the layout back, and we are going to do a no reset. Now, we're going to use different splits for this. So what we're going to do is we are literally just going to have, because these are only marathon splits anyway, there's not really any reason to have sub-splits. We are just going to have billiards, 60. Actually, no, I can just do this. So, wait, no. Cancel that, because I need to save these splits. Platinum medals, no reset. You ever submit and run and use an estimated time on a game you barely run only to crush PV, causing the predicted time to go way down? Yeah, I mean, I like to sort of submit and run games that are that I'm very confident in the estimates for. And then there's me considering learning Wii Party for speedrun marathons. Genuinely, I do actually want to learn Wii Party for speedrun marathons. That's not a joke. Okay, we are going to have different splits for the table tennis and tanks, gold and plat, though. So we're going to do these in order. I'm thinking this might help me to focus on the run rather than the splits a little bit more, because I'm not going to know my pace. And also, billiards is the 6th game. So yeah. Fishing, 2600. Charge, 325. And tanks 1, 20. Tanks 2, 30. And that is it. And then from there, we just remove all that. Nice. And then we remove the comparisons. Remove the times. There we go. Platinum medals, no reset. Save those splits. And we're going to do proper commentary. So, let's get going. Technically, if I did get out of billiards first try, this would kind of be valid for a leaderboard. But to be honest, the way I'm playing at the moment, we're probably not going to PB anyway. So I'm comfortable to just do this. So let's do this as a marathon submission, just in case I'm happier with this than I am with the marathons that are coming up. Alright, hello. This is We Play. This is a marathon submission for Platinum Medals. I'm actually going to do this a little bit different to my previous one. So my previous one had a time of 1 hour and 30 estimated. Now this is going to be a little bit different. I'm kind of lowering my estimate a little bit more now because I'm a little bit more comfortable with my strats on most games. And so it's going to be around 125, maybe even 120 at some point. So yeah, for this we're also going to be playing the games in order. Normally I would be starting with billiards because it's the most reset heavy. But I think actually it would be better if I did the games in order, just to show the game off in a more rounded way than starting with sort of the reset heavy part. So we're going to start with shooting range. I'm actually not going to start here. Time's going to start when I press start over in a moment. I'm also going to turn on my second controller for this, because we are allowed to do that for shooting range. 3, 2, 1, go. So, suddenly I have 2 cursors. Now, I'm not going to use it for most of this, but it is there. Essentially, this is shooting range. We need 600 points. Now, basically, you hit things, you get points. That's it. Not really much else to be said. I missed the bird. But yeah, basically, what we're going to be doing is hitting as many of these things as we can. 600 points is quite a tall requirement. Now, we build up combo points here as well, and every target I hit, the quicker I hit these, the more that will appear. So I'm actually trying to play this fairly quickly. This one is the snaking pattern. We're just going to hit all of these fairly simple. Avoiding my face as well, because that will give us a penalty. That's fine. Wanted to get that bird there. That was a bit of an unfortunate placement, because I needed to try and get that bird fairly quickly. That's okay. So we're moving on now. We're going to do the clay disc section. Now, essentially, if you hit the target early, you get a 5. If you hit it fairly late, you get a 3. We do still want to keep our combo points. So I'm only really going to go for 1, 5 and 1, 3 most of the time on these doubles. And just like that, if we finish there, we are maybe going to have to play some of these cans. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to use this second controller just to try and hit this foreground can. Basically, the foreground can falls a little bit slower. There we go. And unfortunately, we missed them all. But by doing that, you at least give yourself a chance at getting them all. Now, what we're going to do here is we are actually going to mash. And this is why the 2 controllers saves a lot of time in plat specifically. Normally, we would be playing the UFO section anyway, because it's faster than the can section. However, what we're going to do is, obviously, if you hit all the UFOs early, it ends the section. Now, I actually can't get platinum with this. That's a shame. We missed the other bird. That's so annoying. There were like 3 things that went wrong there. Come on. Seriously? Okay, I'm going to check out what's going on, because I heard someone walking by and that kind of put me off. Okay, everything's fine. That's frustrating. Okay, we'll go again. You know what? We won't do this as commentated at the beginning. No intro. We're just going to go straight in, because I'm already happy enough with my marathon commentary, and we're probably going to use one of the December runs as my future marathon submissions anyway. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. So this is We Play. This is Platinum Medals, essentially the highest tier medal you can get in the game. Each of the medals is based on a score threshold. That was a very difficultly placed boo there. So, essentially, we're starting off, we're playing all the games in order. We wouldn't normally do that. We'd do them based on the reset heavy ones first. But here it makes it a little bit more well-rounded. So we're going to do shooting range first. Now, shooting range, essentially here, you hit things, you get points. We need 600 for platinum. And these combo points are going to add up as well. So the bottom left corner is showing how many hits we have. If you do that -4, that will be the number of combo points we get. So, essentially, every time we drop our combo, we are losing 4 points, essentially. So, we want to just keep that going for as long as possible. Now, the more targets I hit in these target phases for a lot of these, the more targets we are going to get, which obviously means more points. That's a real shame. We're missing that bird there, and missing our combo and a few targets. But that's okay. That's only 1 mistake so far. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and get our combo back up again. Now here, is the clay disc section. So you either get 5 points or 3 for these, depending on when you hit them. Nice. Takes a little bit of focus to do shooting range. Oh my goodness, we missed another bird. So if I hit those end ones quite early, then that means we will be fine. We are actually a little bit behind on points, so we are going to go for some of these cans. But what I am going to do is I'm going to use the 2 controllers just to try and... Yeah, here we go. Excellent. Just to try and hit some of these foreground cans. And that is because the foreground cans fall a little bit slower. Nice. Now what we're going to do on the end bit, and this is why the main reason the 2 controllers saves time. We are in 1-player mode, which is the only way you gain medals in this game. But if you mash through these UFOs with 2 controllers, it makes it a lot quicker in general. If you get lucky, in part. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to hit most of these, and we are going to comfortably get the platinum medal there, 625. Excellent. Now, that saves a few seconds at worst, really, over just using 1 controller. And what we're doing here is we are getting score skip. So, by me getting under my last place score there, we are going to skip an animation where we would normally get a little spotlight appear. And that is very, very essential for the high-level marathon runs. High-level medal speedruns. It saves about 3.1 seconds on every medal. That's, 28 seconds in a full run of 9 games. So that's very significant. So now we're moving on to Find Me, though. And I will explain a bit more about how you set up score skip as well, because it's not just as simple as just getting high scores on an existing save. Basically, I might as well explain it now, because this is a pretty long segment. But basically, with score skip, when you first create a save file, you can't get medals. But once you've played all the games, so you've unlocked them all, that is the point you can actually get medals. So you start off with only shooting range unlocked, so you play a bit of shooting range, you move on to Find Me, and that's pretty much how it works, right? But you can get a bunch of high scores and not collect any medals. So if you do that, and then start doing runs when you have your medals, that's unfortunate. I've just seen who it is. There we go. Level 8 is a little bit tough there. Yo, Zelda, thank you for the good luck. Appreciate that. And yo, Ori with the 24 months. That is 2 years. Thank you for the resub there. How you doing? RNG. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. We are doing a commentated run at the moment, so I am I'm trying to focus on that a little bit. I love your alerts, thank you. They are fairly new as well. Is it you? Yeah, I thought so. Thank you for the good luck, Ori. Appreciate that. Yeah, so essentially, having score skip, it is quite a lot of work to set up a file with score skip, because you need to do every game to a decent score 5 times. But it is worth it for the time save. The time save is huge. Now, what we have here is essentially these escalator levels. So, Find Me is basically like, where's Waldo? You're just trying to find characters based on a condition. However, what we have here... Unlurking Miss Truffles there, apologies. How's it going, though? Good to see you. But that's my best comparison I can make. That's really what it is. They give you a condition. It's always the same condition based on the level number. And that is what you're needing to do to find a certain character. Now, this uses Miis from my Mii channel. So I have a lot of silly looking Miis. And also Miis with hats of different colours. Yo, Oro with the slots win there. I will do that in a moment. Possibly a community gift getting given out there. If that matches that emote, then we will gift some. No winners, unfortunately. But that is still 5k. And that's our first jackpot in a while. Yeah, so basically, we match these Miis. We move on with the levels. They get a little bit harder. We're now seeing a sleepyhead one. So one of them is sleeping. We select that one. That's it. You have a cap of 2 minutes. And we will need to drain our timer when we get to the end of the game, just so we can collect our platinum medal. It's for 80 levels, so it's a very long split here. But we can still get past this fairly consistently. And the way we do that is by cheating, essentially. There is a thing in this called hitbox strat, and that is actually how I found that correct answer there. So you're going to see it on some of these upcoming levels that have stairs especially. It's very clear on the stair levels. Also, the fact that I have Mii's with hats, as I mentioned. I will explain hitbox strat in a moment because it's a little bit harder to see here. But basically, your favourite colour of a Mii normally appears on a shirt, right? But here we just have these nice looking pastel colours, which is nice, but it isn't really very helpful for Find Mii, right? Because it makes everyone blend in with each other. But what we can do is we can use different hats or beanies, and those will come through as their own colours. So we can kind of use that to our own advantage. Now, again, using that. And we're going to see a couple of stairs levels here. I'm going to demonstrate hitbox strat. Essentially, I'm just going to seek along in a single line, and we are going to very clearly see that the cursor just kind of stops on some of these Miis. Now, they are the correct Miis. The correct Miis have a bigger hitbox. Kind of, I'm assuming, to make the game not kind of lock you in place if you're on, say, a water level or a crowded level and the correct Mii blends in. That would be kind of unfair. So the game decides to fix that by deciding, you know what? We're actually just going to make the hitbox on these Miis bigger. Now, it's not actually as simple as that. Zoomed out levels, especially later on, we're going to see some where this is the case. Zoomed out levels have a huge thing going on, and that is hitbox strat yet again saving me, because I did not think that was the right answer. Zoomed out levels and crowded levels are the big places to use hitbox strat, essentially. So when I didn't know that strat, I actually really struggled with Find Mii. Now here, we can actually select any Mii, but we are going to need to remember that Mii. That Mii is going to appear in a moment. And then also here, the correct Mii is going to step left first, or the rest step right first. It's a bit of a difficult one to spot, but that is how this one works. Now, I always select one at the beginning, just in case we get lucky with the 1 in 4 or the 1 in 8. That's the only time you see those two, those conditions. Those conditions will never reappear in all 99 levels of Find Mii. Although we're only going to see 80 today. Still quite a lot. Now, another little oddity with the escalator levels here. I think that's basketball. Is it not? Okay, it's not. A little oddity with the escalator levels. If you have lookalikes or anything, there can only be a maximum of 1 correct Mii on every escalator, which is very, very good. Oops. Yeah, very, very good for kind of eliminating Miis early. What you want to do with that is you want to... there I am. And now we're 40 levels through. You want to search the escalator with the fewest Miis, because essentially, as far as I'm aware, it's not confirmed, but it's basically, you know, I'm fairly confident it's true. The escalators all have an even chance of selection. However, that means that the Miis that are... Say you have an escalator with only 2 Miis on. Those all have a really high chance of being the correct Mii. And there, that was the fastest Mii because it kept zipping back and forth. Water levels are weird. That's all you need to know. So, yeah, what you can do is you can use things to your advantage that are little oddities in Find Mii. Hitbox strat being the main one. Whoops. A few very similar Miis there. Let me use hitbox strat again. Oh, there you go, it's question mark. That was a bad level, but that's okay. Good thing is here, in a PB attempt, that would be really, really bad. But to actually do a marathon run, this is a really, really low-pressure game. Thanks for the help, Oru. And yeah, that is a good point to note as well. Chat participation is allowed. And in fact, there are world records in Find Mii in the past and the current. once again, where there are helpers. And that is completely allowed, because how would you ban that, basically? It would just be too difficult to ban. So we just allow it. Which is pretty cool. Kind of allows the collaboration to come in. So far, I don't think anyone's really done any full game runs with help. But Find Me ILs, it can be very useful to have help. And you might also notice as well, we keep getting these dark levels whenever we are coming up to a milestone of 20. Basically, the medals, there are 4 medals in this game. Bronze, Silver, Gold, and Platinum. That applies to a few Wii Series games. However, the thresholds are all different. So, Bronze is 20, Silver is 40, Gold is 60, and Plat is 80. Or Plat being Platinum, just shortened, basically. If I ever say Plat, that means Platinum. So Plat is 80. So it's a very, very long split. And what we can actually do here is, because we need to find 3 lookalikes, we can actually just tap 3 different Miis and hope that if I can't actually find the answer myself, that one of them is correct. And that was the case there. And again, because that level was really zoomed out, you can use hitbox strat to your advantage. So we have Miis like Mike Wazowski. I've actually added more Miis in the last few months to make my runs a little bit easier. Some people actually don't run with Miis like this or using this strategy at all. But I find it really, really useful. If you're looking to get into this game, this is one of your best strats for Find Me. You know, I can't recommend any strat better for this game especially. And in terms of the whole game in general, this is still one of the most broken to make the game much easier. There are strats that are more busted, I would say. Tank's Frame Perfect Death comes to mind as well. But that doesn't necessarily make the game easier. This makes the game so much easier. So yeah, we're seeing these dark levels again. They try and throw in these harder levels nearer the end of each medal. Just to make your life harder. Yeah, it's basketball there. Excellent. The Nickelback singer. I wonder which one that is. But yeah, that is it. Again, another one finished. And we're on our final 20 levels. And interestingly, Find Me actually gets easier as we come through. When you get to like the last 10 levels, it actually throws some really easy ones at you. But for Platinum, some of these last ones are really, really difficult. So I'm actually looking for the Mii at the top of the screen first, because that is going to be where Hitbox Strat is applying. Yes, excellent. I thought I saw that Mii down there. So you can select them if they're off screen. 4:3 does squish the screen a little bit. We are playing in 4:3 for a reason though, even though this game is technically widescreen, and we will see why when we get to tanks. But in case I forget to explain it, that is because the playing field reduces, so it saves time on every mission. We are going to struggle on this one. There we go. Will you do, again, 999 for the table tennis? No, not today. Platinum is thankfully only 200, although 200 is still hard. Is still a very, very hard requirement. But we will only be doing 200 today, thankfully. Now, the good thing for a marathon run is, although it is a really hard requirement, technically, I can do pause buffering. So, I'm going to give it 1 attempt in table tennis, and if I fail, then we are going to have a very, very safe table tennis pause buffer. And that will very comfortably allow us to do a marathon-safe table tennis. And honestly, there is nothing I'm more glad about that phrase. Marathon-safe table tennis is my most favourite thing. I mean, I really wish we could have marathon-safe billiards as well, but, you know, table tennis is our second best we're going to take for the moment. Oh. There we go. Lots of very similar haircuts there. Throwing me off. Oh, I forgot the favourite. Good thing is, there you go, we can use Hitbox Strat to our advantage. And I could brute force it, or go through the VOD if I really wanted to find the answer. But so far, I haven't had to do that in a very long time. So again, all the Miis have to be on different escalators, so you might as well just search the one with the fewest. And here again, we have 3 lookalikes to find. There we go. Again, a little bit slow, but in terms of a marathon run, that is perfectly acceptable. 2 lookalikes. We are going to find... Garfield. So, another reason why I have some of these hat Miis, specifically, I don't have any other orange hat Mii than Garfield. Garfield is my only orange hat Mii. That is very specific for a reason. Technically, the game can throw you CPU Miis that also have orange beanies, the same as Garfield does, but that doesn't happen very often. The game does do that, and it throws similar looking Miis at you. I mean, it doesn't really know what to do when it sees a question mark Mii or an alien Mii, but, you know. But it does do that, but it still does help, in my opinion. Really, Find Me is down to subjective opinion of what people find easier. But really, this is the only way I'm able to get past Find Me, genuinely. It is a huge game changer, these strats. Now, I know one of those Miis is correct. Maybe they're not. Huh. Oh no, they are correct. Okay, again, bit of a slow level. Doesn't matter though. We are getting out. 79. We are going to end it on 81. However, there is another little oddity coming into play in a moment, which I will explain. Here we go. So, we are actually on 102 seconds rather than 120. So, we're actually going to need to drain a little bit less. Now, find 2 odd Miis out. Okay, so we're going to find the Miis. So, there's one at the top there. And the other one is... There you go. Okay, I forgot. I didn't actually realize I selected one of them. That's my bad. We did still do some of the drain, though. But basically, it's faster to do the drain on level 80 than level 81. And that is because of a very clear reason. It is taking me 5 Miis to select to actually drain 5 seconds. On the previous level, you could select 2 Miis at a time and drain 10 seconds for that. So, very, very much faster to do that strat there. And again, score skip coming in, saving 3.1 seconds. Very, very important for a PB attempt. Now, we're going to move on to table tennis. And table tennis, we're actually going to have to play 2 games. So, one of them is to get the gold medal, and that will unlock the full game for us to play. And then, we're going to do another game where it pretty much encourages you to play for a longer rally. Technically, you can go for 999. We are not going to do 999, but there are speed runs where you have to get 999. We're not going to do that today. So yeah, I'm a little bit more focused for table tennis. Now, I'm actually staying close to the net because technically it saves a few frames per shot. But eventually, when the ball starts getting a bit faster, or quite a lot faster eventually, I am going to hang back a little bit. Now, I only really quote my success rate on Table Tennis Platinum at about 30%. But as I say, we have a very, very consistent pause buffer strat, which will be kind of cool to show off, to be honest, if we really needed it. The one marathon run I've done so far where I've actually done it in a marathon, I actually did get past table tennis, which was very, very cool to do. There's 100, and the ball phases through the bat, and we get our gold medal. Fantastic. We get score skip for this one. We can't get score skip for the platinum because the game isn't fully unlocked before you get gold medal. So we are actually going to see the animation on the next one. But fairly decent table tennis. I am going to be very focused for near the end of this one, though. Now, it's important to note I can't get too close or too far away from the table because we will get an obstruction or a foul of some sort. Or the ball will actually just drop on the floor if we're too far away. Yeah, other than that, really, table tennis is a very simple game. Thankfully, it's only really short. In 2-player, this is much more interesting. You know, you have spin and stuff like that. It's actually a really interesting game. But honestly, 1-player, you know, you might as well play Wii Sports Resort. Table tennis there is much better. Really, because Wii Play focuses on the pointer controls, it is kind of intended as a tech demo. The other side of the coin of Wii Sports, pretty much. Wii Sports looks at the motion controls. This game looks at the pointer controls. There are some games that are exceptions to that, you know. We will see later on where you use motion. But yeah, the pointer is in action here. And table tennis works a lot better with motion. But we do still have to do this for platinum medals. Gonna focus a bit more now. Focus up. The ball will slow down when we get to 100, and the same again at 150, but not very much. And it will get way faster at about 170. And as I say, I will not hesitate to use pause buffering in a marathon run if the worst comes to the worst. It is obviously, again, not good for a PB attempt. But it is highly unlikely that I PB on a marathon with how optimized this category is at this point. Alright, here we go. This is where it starts to pick up. Nice. Very good. 201 for good measure. There's definitely a strat there. I've noticed something with that. I need to lab that because that's happened 3 times in a row now. That's happened 3 times in a row. I've genuinely solved table tennis, I think. At least near the end. I think I've actually solved it. I've got to lab that. Because that's happened 3 times. Where you get like 10 or 11 shots on the left-hand side. If you do a specific placement of the table tennis bat so it's on the right-hand side, genuinely, I think I might have solved table tennis. I need to, like, make this public officially. Like, right now it's unconfirmed. But yeah, anyway, moving on. Me thinking out loud here. Yes, it is very rhythmic. Very, very difficult, though. I have to stay very focused during it. This is Pose Me. Essentially, we are matching poses based on the position of the bubbles and the poses in there. Does it always go to the far side? Yeah, so it always goes left, middle, or right. But here's the thing. When I am on, like, 188 up to 200, if I have the bat on the right-hand side when the CPU hits the ball, it always goes left. It's done that 3 runs in a row. And I don't know why. But it has happened every time. It even happened in the sub-hour platinum medals run. So I genuinely think there's something in that. I mean, it's not going to change the fact that table tennis is a very reset-heavy game for me in PB attempts. And also the fact that it is a very safe game for marathon runs. But it is still very, very important strat if I can work something out there. So yeah, Pose Me. Essentially, this game operates on a 30-second timer. No, this is a 60 FPS game. Should be 60 FPS. So what we're doing is we are trying to match these bubbles. Now, there is a 30-second timer for every level. So technically speaking, we cannot end the levels early. However, we are going for 1,200 points for Platinum Medal. Very tall requirement. We should be fine to hit it, though, basically every time. Once you've played this enough, you get used to the patterns and stuff. So this is a fairly safe game. I don't actually remember last time I failed Platinum here. So what we have essentially is a bunch of patterns. Now here, for example, we're only going to get 2 poses on this level. And we need to remember these poses as well, because these will be the same poses on a future level. But yeah, essentially, the strat here is just to try and get as many bubbles popped as you can, because once you've popped 1 bubble, if there are none remaining, it will spawn in another bubble extra. So, especially at the beginning, it's very clear that there is there's no limit to how many points you can score. If you get better at Pose Me, you will score more points. You will not clear the levels earlier. Now, there is an exception to that, and that is the Rainbow Bubble. The Rainbow Bubble will spawn in, and that will allow us to stop time for up to 10 seconds. That will also pause that invisible timer. So we don't really want to use those all the time, but it can be useful if we want to sort of do specific planning ahead with if we think we're going to get an early Pose Me exit. For example... and hey, J Bravo fan, how's it going? Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, essentially, we can kind of plan ahead with that. And yeah, again, here are the same poses as we saw earlier. Yeah, we can kind of plan ahead of whether we think we're going to get an early Pose Me exit. For example, Murasaki, the other main Platinum Medals runner, does get 30 seconds over me in Pose Me. It's definitely his best game over me. I have never had early Pose Me here. I've had it in gold medals, but I've never had it in platinum medals. It's very hard in plats. In golds, it's a little bit easier, but I've only ever had it twice there still. So it's still quite hard. You have to be playing very, very on point. And commentating while playing on point is pretty much not going to happen. Because I can't even do it while I'm focused. But yeah, it's a very, very simple game. And there was actually in the sequel to this game, in We Play Motion, there was Pose Me Plus, where you kind of use the motion a little bit more. I guess the clue's in the name, really. But you kind of end up playing kind of hole in the wall, where you try and form the pose and fit inside the shape in a wall before you actually hit the wall. Pretty fun rendition of the game, honestly. Okay, so there, because I don't think I'm going to get the early cycle, I've just decided to use the rainbow bubble for as little time as possible. Good rainbow spawns as well. The rainbow has spawned very high both times. So we're not going to have too much trouble actually juggling that. Having to pop it there, because if it drops more than halfway below those wavy lines at the bottom of the screen, that is going to lose us a life. And also cost us our perfect bonus. We get a perfect bonus every level. Here is an upside down gimmick. Yeah, so you do just want to be conscious of how low exactly you're letting it drop. Actually getting an extra rainbow bubble there, because the game kind of throws you a bone if you're struggling. Clearly the game thought I was struggling there, because it was taking me a while to sort of catch up. And that's fair enough. And that's great casually that that's a thing. Obviously here we don't particularly want it, because it's pausing our timer every time. Yeah, quite a hard level here to actually pop more bubbles than the game is intending to throw at you. So here would be the early exit in gold medal, 800 points. To be honest, I think I'm actually behind pace, even if we were going for that exit. Thankfully, we're not. We're going for 1200 though. So this is a very fixed pattern. This is the last pose we're going to see on this level. Doesn't matter how many more bubbles we pop, this will be the last pose. So really, apart from the first few levels, this is one of your bread and butter levels where you want to be picking up as many points as you can. Because it's a very, very fixed level. The others are a bit harder to kind of work out the patterns. And the angles and stuff. A little bit harder to navigate, especially this level. So I do have a little bit of sensor bar issues as well. Nothing too major. But it does kind of throw you off a little bit in games like this. Nice. Pretty good. So we're keeping our perfect bonuses. We are actually going to try and lose slightly earlier than 1200. Similar concept to Find Me. It's slightly faster to throw the game earlier. Kind of let yourself lose some lives, but also keep popping bubbles at the same time. We will see a little bit of that later on. And here's a really early pop of that rainbow bubble, because this is a much faster version of that level from earlier. We are using the full 10 seconds now, unfortunately. That's okay, though. We do love a little bit of safety for a no reset. Nice. So there is another little stipulation with the 30-second timer. The game won't actually end until you've popped that final bubble. The 30-second timer is basically just telling the game to stop spawning in new bubbles. So you do still need to either drop a life or pop the final bubble. And most of the time it's faster to just pop the final bubble. So this would be the level where we'd be clearing the game early. And that kind of puts it into perspective how far behind I am. I would have needed way more points there to be able to get that early cycle. That is just testament to how optimized Mura has made Pose Me Platinum Medal. Now here, I'm actually just going to pop those ones. And we are now on 1200. Fantastic. We can just let the rest of the bubbles drop. So this is the thing, this is the reason why the early cycle can be really good, especially in Platinum, because the bubbles are really slow on this level. So we're having to wait a little bit here. But that is absolutely fine. We are getting out and we're going to move on to Laser Hockey. So Laser Hockey is another fairly tall Platinum Medal requirement. The golds are kind of the main requirement that the game throws at you, and it kind of says, hey, there's Platinums in this game once you get all the golds. It kind of tells you about Platinum medals and then you start going for them. Bubble! Exactly. 1200 bubbles. So now we're doing Laser Hockey. Laser Hockey has a 2-minute timer. We do have the timer present on the screen though. And basically Laser Hockey is the villain of speedrunning we play. Essentially, what... no salt. I love how Aniv has thrown me no salt during Laser Hockey. So this is entirely skill-based. Basically, what we're doing is we're able to use the side of the paddle to squeeze past the CPU for the first few shots. Now, the CPU is going to speed up. It's going to get wise to our tricks, okay? But it is still going to knock the ball in a lot of the time. Now, this doesn't work for all 14 points, but we're going to do it for as long as we can, and then we're going to start to play normally. So, the medal requirements here are a little bit weird. We have 3 for bronze, so very, very low. 7 for silver, 10 for gold, and 14 for platinum. But do remember, we only have 2 minutes for this. And then when we start to take a little bit longer on these shots, i.e. in the next few seconds probably, because it's very rare to be able to pull this strat off on the 10th point. There you go. Excellent, though. That was very well done. Just kind of dragging it in with the back of the paddle. Yeah, the CPU starts to move a little bit different. Starts to keep a little bit more of a straight line as well. Now here, what we're going to do is we're actually going to do a few rallies first. We're going to lure the ball down because that's just what I prefer. And we've done a few too many than I'd like, but we still managed to get past. Excellent. We're going to do it again, 12 points. And the CPU again is getting faster. And we're just going to lure the ball up. Unfortunate there, that's fine. So every goal does cost us about 3 seconds. Every goal conceded. The good thing is it doesn't increase our requirement for the platinum medal, though. That would be very mean if that was the case. But thankfully, that was very lucky. But that does work. Thankfully, we do not now need 15 points. We are still going to only need 14. Now, there is one thing in Laser Hockey, and that is if you draw or worse, then you will not get a medal at all. So if somehow we manage to get 14-14, we would be in a very sticky situation because we would be getting, technically, as the game says, 0 points on the score screen, even though technically we got 14. But yeah, that is it. That's Laser Hockey. We get a little bit of time here to relax, which is very rare in a Laser Hockey Platinum run. I've had some nightmares in Laser Hockey in the past, in some longer runs before, but once you get used to it, well, once you get used to the CPU's movements and patterns and what kind of rebound shots you want to do at each point, it can be quite nice. So we are out of their first try. Very nice. I would really, really be happy if we could get out of Billiards first try as well. That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? A shame, because that's very unlikely. But we are going to give it a good go. Now, you are going to see in a moment why Billiards is ordinarily our first game in a run. So, yeah, it was a very clean laser hockey. Only 1 goal conceded. I will take that. In a marathon run, really, as long as I get past first try, I'm happy with it. Skilliards, yeah. Good name. So, Billiards is basically RNG at the beginning here. We need a good lucky break shot to be able to get Platinum Medal. Now, Platinum Medal here is 60 points. That doesn't mean a whole lot. Basically, you start off on a certain amount of points, and that decreases by 3 with every shot or foul you take. That means, and I'm going to just be a little bit patient here with the aiming. That's going to miss. That's unfortunate. That's really bad. Yeah, that's a reset, because that 9 is covering the 2 now. That's unfortunate. See, that is bad skill. But in terms of a good break shot, that's pretty much luck. We don't really have any strats for it. On average, I'd say I get out of Billiards after about 10 to 15 minutes. In a PB attempt, you get out within 1 minute. It only takes 1 minute to do Billiards. But, yeah, unfortunately, not every run is a PB attempt. Now here I can't really reach the target ball, so I'm actually just going to do a random shot here just to see what we can get into the pocket. And here what we're going to do is we're actually going to try and line this up quite a lot. Just to try and do a backspin here. Now if we do full backspin, we might be able to knock that 8 ball in. Fantastic. Now that is very, very good, and it takes a lot of time to get used to those shots. Those aren't necessarily fast per se, but in terms of a consistent Billiards exit, that's really good. And if I get out on this one, I will be thoroughly impressed. Now I'm going to just use the A button just to look at where I'm aiming. Just take it a little slow, because I will need to get this in on this shot. Now I've had a foul, we're only going to be able to have 6 shots. It's 7 combined shots and fouls to get out of here. Now, the game can be a little bit weird with the cushions. The 9 ball was on the cushion there. Thankfully, we got lucky. And we're out of Billiards in 2 minutes, 20 seconds. That's incredible. Yeah, that's fantastic. If I got that in a marathon, I would be ecstatic. We did have a little bit of leniency. Obviously, getting a 3 break does give you a lot of leniency there. That's a bad pond. We're going to reset. Good, better pond. Yeah, in terms of a marathon, we want to just have all these point scoring fish at the beginning. Okay, so yeah, that is basically Billiards though. It's huge RNG. Thankfully, we're out though, and yeah, that's pretty much it. The backspin though, we had a bit of leniency there because of, you know, the way it played out. We're able to replace the ball wherever we like in single player. I'm actually going to catch these green fish, even though they don't score many points. The red fish score the most. Once we've caught all the greens, that is actually going to change our bonus to be a different fish. And because it can't be a small fry, because they are negative points, hopefully, once we finally get all the green fish out of the pond, it will change to touchy fish. Excellent. Now, we don't want them to zip around the pond. Basically, they zip around if you go and do like a sharp movement next to them. No reset, 0 out of 2. Hey, I'm sorry, okay? Shooting range did not have my back. I got 598. That's fine. If we counted that towards this run, we would still be hugely ahead of my marathon estimate. And to be honest, it's me trying to commentate at the same time during risky strats. You know, that's the first time I've tried to commentate during risky strats. So, yeah, we're doing all right here. But yeah, 2,600 points for platinum in fishing. So we are almost at the king of the pond time. A bit sad that I remember that just from eyeballing the game at this point, but that's how we're at this stage, really. Yeah, so fishing is on a similar invisible timer to Pose Me. Excellent. So that should be 660, and I think that's enough points. Yes, excellent. 11 fish. So it's a similar timer to Pose Me. Every fish you catch is going to pause that timer by 3 seconds. And the mystery fish there spawn randomly. You can have anything between 0 and 4, as far as we know, in a run. 4 is incredibly rare, though. Mainly a task strat. But yeah, they score a lot of points. They actually score more than the touchy fish. But basically, there are limits on how many fish can be in the pond. You can only have 2 of each fish in the pond as well. Only 1 mystery and 1 king as well. And the king is always near the end of the game, so that kind of comes in clutch for our 2600. Now, we are coming up to near the end of the run, but tanks is quite a long split, so we are still doing absolutely fine here. And this is looking to be a genuinely really, really solid run. So tanks is very long, so that will carry us well above an hour. Now, 325 is quite difficult here. World record for 100% in the Charge IO is 339. So, yeah, essentially we're just going to go for every Scarecrow, and as long as we get 25 seconds remaining, we will be okay. If we miss any Scarecrow, we are going to not get this 5 bonus for a perfect, basically getting a set of Scarecrows. So we're actually going to lose 6, essentially. So we really want to avoid that. Now there I'm actually doing a drift. Now, it's incredibly funny that drifting is a thing in this game. The game doesn't explain anything about that to you, but there is a sound effect for the drift. So it's really a thing. And you can do stuff like fence boosting, so you go between 2 fences and don't lose any speed. There's lots of interesting strats in this game. Far too many for me to explain in a single minute. So all I'm going to say is if you want to learn strats, talk to Theon. He's your man. Ryu Nagamatsu composed music of this game. Yeah, I think I actually remember that name because I was kind of going through the soundtrack to get my alerts recently. But yeah, that is Platinum Medal. One of the quickest plats and actually one of the most easy plats if you're playing casually, in my opinion, in the game. So we're moving on now. And as we get the Mario cap right at the beginning, 2 tanks. Going to be a bit of a scuffed placement of the Mario cap at the beginning. While I start, there we go. Thank you for the redemption though, Mizu. Appreciate that. So, tanks, essentially, we are similar to table tennis. We're going to need to play twice to actually complete this. I'm going to keep forgetting that I don't have sub-splits on this no reset set of splits. What we're going to do is we are actually going for 20 missions here. So 20 missions is what's unlocked by default. And then to unlock the full game, that gives you gold medal, and then you can play all 100 missions. We then only need to play 30 for platinum, but similar to table tennis, we have to play the whole game again. So we're pretty much seeing 1 to 20 twice, and 1 to 20 are also predetermined. Now this game does throw some randomization at you past that point, quite frequently actually. But in terms of actually making tanks consistent, it's not RNG as in billiards RNG. The game is still consistent. You can still really consistently clear this if you're good. And you know how to sort of operate each tank and sort of take advantage of its weak points. You can still very easily get out of here consistently. I am going to be playing fairly safe though, and that's why we're not really going to be contending for a world record in this run. Now, the gold medal, technically speaking, some of these games like, say, Find Me and stuff like that, we've had to throw the game to get the medal, right? However, here that's not the case. In Tanks 1, similar to Table Tennis 1, where we get the gold medal, we are going to finish the game at that point. And you might have seen where I died there. We had a little death screen. Now, that death screen is slow, because obviously you have to wait for it to come up, you have to respawn, you have to go back to the spawn point as well. That's really slow. In the gold medal, we don't need to take any of these deaths. However, for platinum medal, we do. Because, believe it or not, it's actually way faster to just take a bunch of deaths after mission 30 than it is to play all 100 missions. Much, much shorter to do that. So, it is actually the reason why we're going to be seeing Tanks Frame Perfect Death later on. Tanks Frame Perfect Death does not save any time in the gold medal, so we're not going to be seeing it just yet. But we will potentially see it if I can pull it off later on. I will say it's very unlikely because it's literally a frame perfect trick. But if it does happen, it would save us 8 or 9 seconds. It has happened in an RTA run, In fact, it happened in my most recent silver medals world record. Would very much like to get in a platinum medals run, though. But it is incredibly hard to set up on most missions, and especially on anything that isn't a static tank. So really now I've explained the other stuff about tanks. I should really explain the obvious stuff about tanks. So tanks is a game where you are using bullets and mines to hit these enemy tanks. These first 20 levels, as I said, are all predetermined. The different tank grades all have different abilities. So we have brown tanks, they don't move, they don't fire very often. Grey tanks do move. And then we also have the teal tanks, which start to fire rocket bullets at us. Different to the green tanks we're seeing here, where they are stationary, but they are firing rocket bullets that ricochet twice. They're the only tanks that can ricochet twice in the game. We then have these yellow tanks. Yellow tanks are not great. They are very intelligent when it comes to mines, though, but because we're not using a whole lot of mines, they are basically the Clyde of this game. They have very sporadic movement. We just want to not really have to deal with them too often, but the thing with them being sporadic, similar to Clyde in Pac-Man, and it's really my best analogy for it that I can think of. The thing with that is, because they're so unpredictable, nice, it actually walks straight into the mine there. So red tanks do that. They do just walk straight into mines sometimes. Oh, I was trying to shoot that bullet. That's okay. You can cancel out the bullets using the other one there, but unfortunately it didn't quite happen. I'm going to be a little bit risky here. We're going to go through the hole. Excellent, nice. So the tank can fire at you there and be a little bit mean, but nice. That's going to save us a little bit of time. And I like to use this strat because this is much safer than going the left-hand side. So, yeah, essentially, some of these tanks just ignore mines completely. The red tanks do. You don't really notice it too much because obviously, you know, you're not really relying on mines so much. There are runs of category extensions called Mines Only that are planned. Essentially, you're not allowed to use bullets, and similarly, Bullets Only, where you're not allowed to use mines. Mines Only is incredibly hard, and in fact, it's only speculated that 20 is possible. So moving on, we also have these purple tanks. These ones have a very similar loadout to our own. We have a max bullet counter of 5 and a max mine counter of 2. Basically, that essentially only counts towards the counter if that thing is still on the screen. So we're actually going to fire at the wall there. What that means, me firing at the wall a lot of the time, is we get our bullets back quicker. So we have one ricochet. Once we get our bullets hit the wall twice, we are going to get our bullet back. And that is the key thing there. By doing these shots that aren't sort of into endless chambers, like these massive long paths in the corridors, you know. If we avoid doing those as much as possible, we get our bullets back much quicker. Excellent. So there, 6 green tanks. I do like to play that very safely because they are a massive pain to deal with, especially casually. There's no level select in this game, so it's very, very hard to get good. Obviously, you can sort of play with save states, but yeah, in terms of actually officially playing, it is very, very hard. Actually, some tanks, that's unfortunate. Some tanks fan games actually have checkpoints in them, so you can practice, which is a very, very good addition. That's really the only thing missing from We Play Tanks, because this is a perfect game without that in mind, really. We are coming towards our first playthrough of Tanks, though, and that does mean we are potentially going to see Tanks Frame Perfect Death. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this corner here. Bit risky, again, to cut this corner, but we are going to go for it anyway. And once we've taken out those first few, really, we are a little bit safer. Those are just chilling at the top. That mine that the tank has placed there, acting as a bit of an invisible barrier for the tanks there. They don't like to go anywhere near the mines, especially purples. They are one of those that are very conscious of the mines. Stuff like grey tanks and teal tanks just completely ignore the mines, though. And then finally, we have invisible tanks, except you can see their tracks, so they're not really very invisible. And that is it. That is 20 missions. We are going to have to see them again. That's a solid completion, by the way. That's a sub 8 tanks 20. There are not many sub 8s on the leaderboard. So to get a sub 8 while I'm waffling like that, like I am right now, that's fantastic. We are going to play again, though, so we can finish up and get our platinum medal. And that will be the final game, and that will be the end of the run. Time will be when we go back to the menu and collect our platinum medals banner to show that we got all 9 of them. So pretty much everything has been said about tanks, really. It's a very complex game, so there is actually quite a lot to explain, considering that this takes up, 20 plus minutes of the run, which is a good thing, really. It's a good thing that the 20 plus minutes of the run isn't boring. And it's also everyone's favourite game. Everyone loves tanks, right? In We Play. It's the most memorable game. It's the most fleshed out game in here. And the best part about it is everything really is different every time you play it. There's different scaling music. There's loads of stuff in here. Different music based on, or different instruments used based on the highest tank that is still in play. There's just so much going on that just makes it so interesting. So here I'm actually going to fire on the left-hand side there. And I've just realised I did not go for tanks for imperfect death. It's not really in my in the back of my brain yet. I've only ever done one RTA run where I've actually gone for it, so it wasn't really at the forefront of my brain. That's fine though. To be honest, in terms of a marathon run, it is a little bit safer to not do it. Now, those tanks actually, interestingly, not firing there. That's a shame. Taking the death there. But yeah, those tanks not firing. And that is because the tanks try not to friendly fire themselves. They don't really want to hit the other tanks on their team, right? Which makes sense. So the grey tank and the teal tank were very close together. So they just decided, you know what? I'm actually not going to fire. Technically, though, sometimes they can do friendly fire. But they will try and avoid it wherever possible. That was a very, very close call there. So teal tanks are very predictable. They will always zone in on you. So if you're always moving, they will always miss. Unless you're really close to them. Within, a few tiles of them. So they're very, very easy to deal with. However, at the beginning of a level, if they know you're there, but they're not actually able to turn their turret fast enough, they will just fire a bullet. Whether or not that is close to you or not, or if it's going to be incredibly hard to deal with or dodge, is your problem. It's not their problem. So, yeah, other than that, teal tanks are very, very easy to deal with, though. Grey tanks are actually defensive. I didn't mention that before. There are 2 tanks in this game that have defensive traits that are grey and teal. So that is kind of why in a top speed run of tanks, you would really want to focus your attention to those. Because if you let those get away with anything, then you are going to just take a really long time to clear most of these missions. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the run, tanks actually has slightly different missions based on your aspect ratio. And that directly impacts not only the difficulty of the speedrun, so you can play on 16:9 if you'd like, but also it makes every mission faster. Essentially, the black bars on the side of your screen when you play on 4:3 rather than 16:9. If you played on 16:9, not only would you get Glorious HD, you would also get a much wider tanks screen. So here I'm actually going to break through this wall as I did earlier on. First time we saw this mission. Going to cancel out that rocket bullet using my own there. You can always cancel out any bullet in this game, even if it is a rocket. And that was excellent then. But yeah, yeah, there's lots of things going on in tanks. And what I might actually do, if we have a brown tank later on, I did not know there was a mine there. If we have a brown tank later on, I might go for a tanks frame perfect death if I'm in a good position. If I'm not on many lives though, then it will probably be a bit risky for me to go for it. So I might just play safe at this stage. But basically, to explain tanks frame perfect death, if you die on the exact same frame as the final enemy tank on a mission, you will skip the scores. You will skip the death screen, and you will not only lose a life, but you will move on to the next mission, which essentially saves all the time that it would take to take a death, which is at least 7 or 8 seconds. In some cases, a little bit more. It can take a little bit of time to set it up sometimes, but it is very much a really, really solid strat. Obviously, it's frame perfect, so it's very, very hard to hit. But yeah. So here, I'm actually just going to fire 4 bullets right at the wall. Fantastic strategy, honestly. I actually way prefer that over firing directly at the tank, because I find it to be a little bit more consistent with the tank actually charging in at you. Whether or not it changes its AI to think, oh, there's no bullets coming towards me, I'm going to charge in at this blue tank, and then all the bullets come in, rather than firing them all directly at the tank, you know. Now, here is a bit of a cheeky strat. I actually do go between the wall there. It does look quite risky, but honestly, it does actually stop the green tank from firing at you. Your only other option, really, that's unfortunate, is to go to the left-hand side and do a really precise angle onto the wall for it to rebound down. So I much prefer this way. Now, another thing I haven't mentioned is that whenever you die, all of the obstacles that were destroyed, so any of these stone walls that were potentially destroyed, they will actually come back into play. And that is the end there. So I was mentioning earlier that there are different layouts in this game. They aren't just elongated. Essentially, when you look into the game's code, there are 30 mission layouts in this game. We only see 20 here, and then we're going to see another 2 as part of the 25 and 30 later on. So we're going to see 22 in here. There are another 8 that we are not going to see. But really, you should do yourself a favour and check out the Tanks IL speedrun. It is quite funny to say an IL in this game is an hour long. But Tanks 100 is a really, really fun run, and it's so satisfying to clear. You even get a different clear sound if you clear Tanks 20. So it's just a fantastic run. It's one of my favourites of all time in any run, in any game, honestly. But yeah, essentially, when you look into the game's code, there are 30 mission layouts. However, that was a lucky kill on the purple there. Nice one. Whenever you look into the game's code, there are 30 mission layouts. However, there is a 4x3 version and there is a 16x9 version. Now, we're actually a little bit low on lives for my liking, considering that if we game over, I have to do the entire medal again. I am going to play a little bit safer. I can't actually see my bullet coming towards me there, because the game's 2.5 dimensional. You can't actually see your own bullet there. Same with the mines earlier. That's why I died to one of the yellow tank mines. Yellow tanks lay tons of mines. They have a mine limit of 4, so they can be really hard to deal with. Or their aftermath, anyway, of when they were on the field. So, not only are there 30 layouts for 16x9 and 30 for 4x3, there are also 2-player layouts. So, in most marathons at the moment, if I submit platinum medals, I am submitting an incentive called Tanks 1P2C. And what that means, fantastic clear there, by the way. What that means is essentially I go in the 2-player mode and I use a second controller, the same one I was using earlier for shooting range. And we play the 2-player mode. Now, the 2-player mode only has 20 missions because it's basically an instant kill. That's why it's an incentive. It's not a full run, really. It's very inconsistent because all it takes is one bad mission and it's game over. There are no lives. So basically, when one... there's got to be a mine up there. That's why the yellow tank is stuck. Basically, whenever one tank dies, if the other one survives, then you basically get revived for the next mission. So essentially, you do have 20 lives to burn there, which is more generous than regular tanks. However, obviously, you do have the stipulation that you can't carry those lives over. There are some that are really, really hard. I paused Super Mario Sunshine to be here. Yo, Cindy, how's it going? We're doing a solid... This is a no reset where Billiards wasn't first, by the way. And we're on pace for like a 105 or something stupid? We got past Billiards in 2 minutes. Yeah, we're doing this as a no reset. We're doing it for a marathon run. We're doing it as kind of marathon practice because I wasn't getting out of Billiards. I had a sick billiards, though. I did a really weird strat where I did backspin after replacing the ball. I'm kind of doing it as my thing for marathons now. One sec, I need to mute. But yeah, I'm literally going to finish this run, and then we're going to be done. This is solid, though. This would actually have been world record a few months ago, which is wild. Okay, so 25, by the way. These layouts are fairly... Well, they're partially random. However, here, we always get this layout, but we have different tank grades randomized. The randomization is a little bit complicated. There is actually a lookup tool, if you're interested, on the exact possible tanks in each placement on every mission layout. But basically, on every mission number, there's a pool of layouts that the game can pick from. And there are some that actually never come up again. So, for example, the really open one on Mission 20, that will not come up again. We will never see that again. The Mission 1 layout only comes up on Mission 1 and Mission 100, which is quite funny. I think that's fantastic, honestly. That was a very close call there against death. Yeah, this is genuinely going to be a 103. This is actually going to be a 103 with billiards not first. This is a joke. Like, I'm not kidding. That's a fantastic run. And if I put billiards first, it would have been like a 102. Or even a 101. Like, that's... And I lost a lot of time in Find Me as well. I'm really happy with this. I mean, honestly, we weren't really getting runs going today, so I just wanted to do this as a bit of marathon practice. Yeah, I'm doing the games in order because I'm thinking I might do that for a marathon. Yeah, I did it in order. I did it in order for this. Because I just wanted fresh splits. I want to... The problem with me with marathon runs at this point is I'm almost guaranteed to not PB plats now. Like, there's no shot that I get a sub-hour on a marathon, right? So, what I've decided is I'm just going to cut my losses. And I'm going to play the games in order. I might even post this in PB Brag because it's still interesting that this has happened. Yeah, this is going to be a 104. I forgot that I've got to take deaths and stuff. Yeah, this is going to be a 104. So this would have been world record a few months ago. Nowhere near at this point, but... Technically, I did reset on shooting range, which cost me like a few minutes. But even then, you know, if I put my marathon estimate in future down to like 120, this is crushing it. Like, I'm very surprised. I think my new billiards consistency strats are very interesting because they're not necessarily making billiards faster for PB attempts. You know, I always get like a 1-2x doing these weird strats. But it gets me out of billiards. That's all you need. That's all I want. But yeah, that's it. That's a 104. I am going to very quickly have to head off because I need to go. But thank you very much for watching. That is obviously not a PB, but it is a fantastic commentated run. Very much appreciate you watching. I do runs on Twitch. Really appreciate, yeah, the fact that this has now got into like 5 speedrun marathons. 3 of them have accepted, no, 2 of them have accepted plats. No, 3 of them have accepted plats. 2 I've run gold medals on. So it's just fantastic. I love showing this off on marathons. Thanks everyone for the GGs. We're going to very, very quickly head over to Queenie, who I believe is live. But I'm genuinely going to have to raid and run. Yeah, Mura's also live at the moment. 12 people here. Oh my goodness. Thank you all so much for the support today. Yeah, we're going to go and raid Queenie. Queenie's doing... yeah, 104 with the games in order. That's genuinely really, really good. We are going to go and raid Queenie. She is playing Mario Kart at the moment. She might even be doing online, so go say hi. We're going to be back tomorrow. I'm doing hosting on Speed Simpson's channel. Oh, for goodness sake, I've just done a marker with the caption Queenie Star. Idiot. Slash raid Queenie Star. Right, go and raid there. Do raid Touchy Fish or something. I don't know. We're going to be on a marathon next week with this. So, yeah. Go say hi. Go play Mario Kart or something. This is, I think, one of the biggest raids we've ever had. So, genuinely really appreciate all the support for We Play recently, because it's just so overwhelming. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Tomorrow, we're doing a Wii Sports Resort casual all stamps playthrough. So, that's after my hosting shift on Speed Simpsons. So, twitch.tv/Speed Simpsons. Tomorrow, 1 PM GMT. And then a few hours after that, I'll go live on this channel. We're going to do a couple of hours of Wii Sports Resort. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.